Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play ChäoS Child. In the last episode, Takuru and the others were trying to ascertain the significance of the infamous sumo stickers appearing all throughout Shibuya, and how they're tied into the latest iteration of the new generation madness. Which brings me to something that I've learned only fairly recently, in that the sumo stickers were actually a real life thing that occurred way back in 2009, as mentioned by one of my viewers. However, my original point stands is that nowhere in the entirety of Chaos Head were the sumo stickers ever mentioned or referenced either directly or indirectly. As such, I didn't know about them at all during the entirety of that particular LP. Now, something else you may have noticed right off the bat here is the text font is different here. And you might be asking, what's up with that? Well, I'll be happy to tell you. Another one of my viewers by the name of Sergei Kazakh has kindly informed me that there was a patch created for ChäoS Child by a group called, well, a person or group calling themselves Committee by Zero or Committee of Zero. I'm probably sure it's the latter. But basically what this patch does is, well, first of all, it changes the font. Second of all, it fixes pretty much all the typos, so I no longer have to mock them, even though it was fun while it lasted. But most importantly, the patch actually fixes a lot of the bugs that were apparently in the release of ChäoS Child that I certainly wasn't aware of up until this point, until it was mentioned to me by Sergei Kazakh. But I have applied the patch and I did a bit of a test on it, and it seems to be working fine, so that's all good. I'm also informed that the patch is also necessary for a certain, well, I won't give anything away since I don't, yeah, well, I don't know, so I can't really spoil myself on that front, but yeah. Apparently there are certain glitches in ChäoS Child without the patch would pose a problem, so thanks very much Sergei Kazakh for helping me avoid that particular pitfall if I encounter it in the future. Of course, if I've encountered this pitfall in the previous episodes up until this point, I'm probably, it's probably too late. But as for this moment right now, we kind of run dry on the investigation into the sumo stickers, so our only possible lead right now, our only link, our only way forward is finding the enigmatic Hanae Arimura, wherever she is.
ひなえなら学校のどっかだと思うよ。うちらのクラス校内の飾り付け担当だから。
Oh, she's around somewhere. She also mentioned that Takuru was going to be murdered.
学食じゃない？アッコが引っ張っていったし。
Apparently someone named Akko is an associate of hers. I'll need to find this person.
おお、尾上さん。飯？有村？
Is she here in the cafe?
さっきまでいたけど、あかりの班手伝うって。
Just a little bit too late there, Serika.
あ、尾上っち、プロレスやってく？
Apparently Serika is fairly popular throughout Hikio Academy.
ひなえ？はるかんとこじゃないの？
もう行くんか？尾上もやってこうぜ、プロレス。
I think she's gonna pass on that, I'm afraid.
捕まらないね。有村さん、友達多いのかな？
I don't think friends has anything to do with the fact that she's not here. She, well, she certainly has her secrets. But if we can't find Hanae,
お、どうしたの？
we might very well be at another dead end.
いや、お前、もしかして意外にモテるのか？
Takuru is rather surprised that everyone seems to know Serika. And so am I, to be honest.
なんで？
Of course, then again, Serika doesn't possess Takuru's unfortunate character trait of pretty much breaking down in a nervous psychotic breakdown every time he runs into somebody he doesn't know. Wait, why? Everybody in the second year class seemed to know who you were.
そうなの？
Serika made a face like she'd only just realized it now. Or only just realized it now. But, yeah, that's Serika for you. Still, carefree and somewhat oblivious. Also, I wonder if the patch has actually fixed some of the issues that I was having in, previous recording sessions.
Huh?
I wonder. I'll have to check back. Well, I never thought of her as particularly unpopular. She just has a very cheerful, sunny disposition that makes it fun for, well, makes it possible for others to pretty much kind of be friends, but not be friends. But even though we weren't always together, we were together often enough that I was too close to get a sense of something like that. Wait, I think a long time ago, Kurisu once told her, act a little more like a girl, you're wasting your potential.
タク？
Sure about that advice actually, to be honest. Serika seems to be doing quite well.
なんでもない。というか、尾上、お前本当に有村さんのこと知らなかったのか？
Well, not too long ago you didn't know who she was either, and to be fair, neither did I, so there it is.
お？
In fact, the only one who actually knew who Hanae Arimoto was Shinji of all people, surprisingly. Oh, and of course, Kurisu, because she's the student council president, and apparently Hanae is also a club president.
よくわからないけど、結構ネットワークが広そうな子じゃないか。違うクラスとはいえ、女子のグループとかでは繋がってても良さそうなもんだけど。
Yeah, unfortunately, Serika isn't quite as networked as Kurisu. Girls at a high school had to be better connected than anybody else around, right? I think that thought would actually make you a wrong-sider, I think. Because that's not always the case, Takuru.
さあ、私クラスのグループとかそういうのあまり意識したことないから。
No, she was too busy hanging out with you and investigating urban legends around Shibuya to socialize. That makes sense.
もう少し女の子らしく振る舞いなさい。
You sure you want to be telling that advice out loud?
何それ？ それマジで？
And more gossip. Joy. I suddenly heard a voice I remembered. Wait. Is it? It might be. I looked next to me. Sorry, let me try that again. I looked next to me and saw that Serika was clinging to the window glass and looking down. I looked down and saw someone I knew walking with a group of girls towards the school gate. Finally, could it be some luck?
急ごう。
I think it is.
いや違う違う、告白までは言ってないって言ってた。
And of course, more academy gossip. Also, this particular track here actually looks pretty well maintained.
でも相合い傘でしょ。雨降る夜の渋谷でしょ。アッコの性格なら、というかアッコの思い度合いなら告白までは行くよ。
Well, looks like our first bit of intel paid off. There is Hanae with Akko, and she's in her unusually cheerful mood, and not the mood that she was in during the Love Hotel incident.
やっぱそう思う？ ロールキャベツ系女子だもん。
I'm not familiar with this particular vernacular. I'll have to find out in the tips. A girl who may seem shy at first glance, but who can become extremely forceful when it comes to getting what she wants in love. The name comes from the Japanese cabbage roll, which is spiced meat wrapped in cooked cabbage. It's said that the peaceful cabbage on the outside hides the vicious carnivore that lurks within. Never really heard that turn of phrase myself. Until
嘘、アッ
now.
コってロールキャベツなの？
Be patient, Takuru.
買い出しかな？
I don't think they're going to pick up cabbages, Serika. Arimura was walking through the yard with two people who looked like they were friends, and she's surprisingly on good terms with them. Just like Serika said, she wasn't helping with the decorations in the yard, she was heading straight for the gate. Now that is a bit suspicious. Or maybe not.
話しかける？
If we try to talk with her when she's with her friend, she'll probably just hide behind her personality.
いや、ちょっと待って。
Yeah, unfortunately, Takuru's anxiety issues might prove a hindrance in this instance. I needed to get ready. What should I ask? What happened in the hotel, of course, and what did she mean about what she told me?
はるかはどうなの？磯崎くん。
No, probably now is better than never.
あれ？言ってなかったっけ？はるか今白井くんと仲いいんだよ。うっそー！お姉さんは聞いてませんよ。何つながり？
Is this truly Hanae's real personality? Or is this nothing more than a facade?
いや、そこまでじゃないって。で、何つながり？ツイポ、白井くんがハマった壁砲ボットのネタ画像。私がリツったのがきっかけで。はるかもロールキャベツだったか。ぬかった。 いや、別に狙ったとかじゃないって。偶然偶然。
Yeah, just more gossip. Still nothing. We won't get the real scoop until we talk to her directly. That's easier said than done.
行っちゃうよ。
Well, they actually might very well just be going out on a group errand. I know, but
なんだこのギャップ。
yeah, this huge discrepancy in her personality doesn't sit right.
私は嬉しい。なんか幸せ。
If this is an act, it's a very convincing one. She was nothing like the girl I'd seen in the hotel room, or even in the student council room. She was just a normal teenage girl, except for what we just talked about. And if you ask me, one of the worthless ones who loved to talk about things that didn't matter. And yet she has a part to play in all this. Suddenly, Arimura stopped. Have we been caught out?
あの人は。
Ah, it's you.
タク、あの人。
Was wondering when our paths would cross in real time. Yeah, I knew him. Indeed, but this particular intersection of convergence, now have to decide which delusion simulation to walk down, see what happens. I could go for a positive one because it is yeah, it's probably a nicer day for it. But there's also the possibility of walking down the negative path, which decisions. You know what? We'll go down the positive route for this one. I was the detective who visited the interrogation room during our questioning. The one who actually got Hanae Arimura to actually talk to him, thanks to certain advice from Momose.
ごめん、休養ができてしまった。買い出し任せていい？
That was a good save there, Hanae, but you're not fooling me. Arimura suddenly bowed to the other two. They seemed about to say something, but they must have seen the detective and thought better of it. Actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. Negative it is.
うん。後で連絡する。
And so they go. They left. Nice to see you on this fine day, Detective Shinjo.
少し非常識じゃないですか。
And just like that, at a drop of a hat, Hanae's cheerful, perky personality has completely changed. Her voice sounded different, like someone who'd flipped a switch somewhere inside her. It's too late to go back now.
どうしても君に会いたかったんだ。
からって学校にまで押しかけてくるなんて、もし私たちの関係がバレたりしたら。
俺は構わない。
That's the thing about these delusions, you never know what kind of loop they're gonna throw you in.
あなたは構わなくても私は困るの。
It felt like they were about to start a fight. What kind of relationship did they have? I did pick the negative one, right? I'm pretty sure I did. Was I imagining it, or was there something immoral about their relationship?
そうか。それはすまなかった。だがこれだけは分かってくれ。俺は君を一生守っていくつもりだ。
This is kind of playing itself out like a high school romance, which again...
私まだ子供なのに。
And now Hanae with the classic tsundere attitude.
関係ない。これは。
Serika seemed confused, but I was sure about what was going on. Those two were...
ねえ、私のこと愛してる？
ああ、愛している。世界中の誰よりも。
I knew it. Oh no, it felt like I'd seen something I really shouldn't have.
本気？
本気だ。
Yeah, this illusion isn't playing itself out like I thought it would, but then again, if I anticipated it every time, it probably wouldn't nearly be as... well...
私みたいな女に入れ込んだら、あなたの人生むちゃくちゃになるかもしれないのに。
Now this is playing out like some sort of noir drama.
関係ない。そう言っただろ。
バカ。
Classic tsundere line.
本当にバカよ。あなたと距離を取ろうとしてるのに、あなたはどこまでも追いかけてくる。私、あなたのことを不幸にしたくない。
Arimura covered her face with her hand. It looked like she was crying. The air felt heavy. It was like a scene from a movie.
俺は不幸になんてならない。君を守ることが俺にとって一番の幸せだからだ。
The detective held her gently.
こんな目立つ場所でなんて大胆な。
Hmm. The two of them gazed at one another. Arimura softly closed her eyes as the tears kept falling. Their lips drew ever closer.
そんな事態になったらさっさと手を引こう。
Okay, that if I pick the positive one, would a negative outcome happen? What? What is going on here? Is the delusion trigger broken or something? Uh, hmm. Was expecting something entirely different there, but oh well.
ゴシップなんか追うもんか。僕にもプライドっていうものがある。
Indeed. Normally I wouldn't want to even watch something like this. That did not unfold like a negative delusion should.
ゴシップって何？
Probably something you should probably not listen to, Serika. You didn't even know that? How could you be part of the newspaper club if you didn't know that? Very good question.
人のプライベートをセンセーションに暴き立てることだよ。
Among other things.
そういうのはダメなんだ。
ゴシップ誌は世の中にたくさんある。でも僕は好きじゃないっていうだけ。
Yeah, they're called tabloids.
OK?
Now, back to reality. Serika nodded and gave me a thumbs up.
私もゴシップみたいなことはしないようにする。
ああ。
Yeah, you do that. Well, whatever. We have more important things to attend to. Arimura was ignoring me and talking with the detective, a serious look on her face.
悪いが、こちらも動ける時間をなんとかひねり出してる状態だ。刑事だとは名乗っていないから勘弁してもらいたい。
So Shinjo is still sort of undercover-ish, although the business suit would normally give you away as a detective loitering about.
刑事うんぬんじゃなくて。
君はあくまで条件付きの釈放。わかってるね。
So yeah, it would make sense that she's still being investigated.
近くの喫茶店でいいですか？あまり知られてない穴場があるんで。
Of course, if we happen to get caught, things could turn ugly. But we can't miss this opportunity. The two of them started to walk off. No time to lose.
刑事さんとデートかな？
A rendezvous would probably be the better term for that, Serika.
そんなわけないだろ。事件についての話に決まってる。
Of course, if we play our cards right, we'll be able to learn just what it is that Hanae is hiding. As I stood there and thought, Serika brought her face right up to mine. It was too close, and if the other students saw, they'd get suspicious, and she smelled good, so I wanted her to stop.
どうするの？タク。
僕たちもぜひ話聞きたいよな。
Well, I pushed her face back just a little and looked toward the direction they'd gone off in.
じゃあ行く？
Might as well.
ああ、近くの喫茶店かっていうと。
Even after being damaged by the earthquake, Shibuya was still a mecca for fashion and culture. There were a number of cafes, even just around Hikio Academy.
あんまり知られてない穴場って言ってたよね。となるとやっぱりカフェラックスかな。
Cafe LAX. I wonder if it's that cafe. Yeah, that would make sense. The newspaper club went there so often because it was close to the school, but students rarely visited it.
思いにしては冴えてるな。
褒められた。
Hmm. Serika is pretty intelligent when she puts her
いや
mind to it.
そんなに褒めてないからな。
And way to burst that bubble there, Takuru. We nodded at each other as we went through the gate.
よし、行くぞ。
オッケー。
And off we go.
お主たちか。いつもの席は今さっき埋まって。ん？
It is this cafe. I'm surprised that it wasn't mentioned when we were here the first time. And there is this magical girl maid again. Hopefully we'll be introduced to her this time.
あの。
Seems like our usual spot has been claimed. Unfortunate. I tried to motion to the waitress to get her to understand. Serika and I finally succeeded in getting our point across.
ふむ、わけありか。よかろう、こちらへ来い。
Yeah. Even she knows it's a little bit suspicious. With a perceptiveness that belied her ridiculous appearance, she led us to a seat near the entrance, far from our usual spot. If we put up a newspaper, maybe they couldn't spot us. Then again, hiding behind a newspaper while observing someone is pretty much the oldest trick in the book. We sat down and spread out a newspaper to hide our faces. I ordered myself my usual Mountain View, and Serika her grapefruit juice. Serika drew her shoulders in to make herself hard to spot.
聞こえる？
I peeked out a little over the newspaper and motioned for her to be quiet, then listened.
ここは壁法の人たちにとって穴場なのかい？
They're still just making small talk.
だと思います。
Unfortunately, that means if we get spotted, we'll be busted. Good. It was just a little hard to hear, but I could make it out. I was still amazed to find out that anyone from Hikio but us knew about this place.
それで何なんですか？
Hmm.
取り調べにはちゃんと通ってるじゃないですか。
And finally, we're getting to the heart of the matter.
さっき初めて見たが、君は壁法では随分と表情が違うんだな。
Hmm. Shinjo has made the same observation Takuru did. Hmm. Arimura frowned a little. Looks like she's been caught out.
取り調べに対しては黙秘こそしていないものの、徹底して平坦な調子を貫いているそうだが。
Hmm. So there are some things that she doesn't want revealed just yet. By interrogations, he must mean they were asking her about what she was doing at the Love Hotel. However, we still don't know whether she went there of her own volition or whether she was brought there by force or other means. And judging by her expression, I wonder if she even knows. I wonder. What was that? A file?
2年3組有村ひなえ16歳。2014年壁氷学園に入学。文芸部部長。友達が多く明るく社交的な性格の持ち主。
Ah, so she arrived last year, it seems.
成績は中の中。補導歴や学園側に反発するなどの問題行動を取った記録はなし。
Just an average, everyday model student. Which begs the question.
学園側から提出された君の資料だ。これに、こちら側で調べた簡単な君のプロフィール以外、事件に関しては何も分かっていない。何も覚えていませんの一点張りではな。
Maybe she doesn't. Or maybe it's just a thick haze in the back of her mind. But in any event, something happened. The detective leaned back in his chair. I couldn't see his expression from here, but I could guess that he was frowning.
少しは壁法にいる時のように社交的に振る舞えないか？我々警察は全力をもって事件の解決に。
嘘です。
Hmm. Her words were sharp. Arimura was glaring at the detective, as if she found his presence extremely unpleasant. Seems she disagrees.
そうだったな。すまない。
Yeah, the police haven't, well, obviously they haven't made much progress in the investigations. The detective bowed his head, just a little. I couldn't see his expression.
なんだ。
自分とその協力者は全力をもって事件の解決に当たっている。少なくとも敵対する立場にはいないだろう。
Indeed, it would actually be imprudent to actually mention Momose by name, but if the conventional police aren't putting their effort into it, well, as much as they can or should, Momose is definitely putting her heart and energy into solving these incidents. and not even Hanae can disagree with that assessment. Arimura, Arimura fell silent for a moment, as if considering his words. What? What were they talking about?
別に取り調べに対して非協力的な態度を取るつもりはありません。
And exactly what question is that, unless it's the one that we already asked for the first time?
ただ、答えようがないだけです。事件前後の記憶がないのは本当のことなんですから。
He doesn't appear to be lying, Shinjo. In other words, she was definitely brought there to the Love Hotel without her knowledge. Unusual as that sounds.
それ以外のことに関してこちらに言えることはないか。例えば殺された柿田博則との関係については。
Is there a connection between Kakita and Hanae? I'm starting to have my doubts. My heart started beating faster.
タク
Better not blow our cover. The murder victim. The police had declared the Love Hotel incident revolving dead as suicide. But Shinjo has just let slip the complete opposite. I leaned forward even more. I couldn't afford to miss a word of this.
こちらっていうのは新庄さんとあの人たちってことですよね。
Does she mean the police officer? Or...
ああ、警察は関係ない。
Oh, she was talking about, well, Momose. Arimura fought for a second.
柿田さんとは協力関係でした。
Ah. So there is a connection.
協力というと、あの件についての？
もちろんそうです。時折、匿名性のある場所で落ち合って情報交換をしていました。
Ah. So some of the pieces are once again falling into place.
どうやって知り合った？
She doesn't want to divulge that information.
どうした？
And yet, the connection between Hanae and Kaikita doesn't seem to be a sordid one.
兄の友人だったので。
So Kakita was a trusted confidant.
ん？確か君のお兄さんは地震で。
Oh.
やめてください。
So Hanae's brother was a victim of the earthquake. Unfortunate.
兄や、私の家のことについては関係ありません。
I think she speaks the truth. Arimura's voice sounded genuinely pained. The detective fell silent for a moment, allowing her words to echo through the room.
あ、わかった。
Hanae has her own burdens, after all. Now, what could this be
はい、
about?
新庄。ああ、ああ、あ、わかった。10分ほどで戻る。進めておいてくれ。
Something is definitely happening. The detective stood up. I quickly scrunched my shoulders together and leaned close to the newspaper. The detective knew our faces. I couldn't let him see me. Indeed. Can't afford to be careless.
と、あ、そうだ。その前に、これに見覚えはないか？
The detective took out something like a file. And judging by Hanae's expression, she knows what's in it. And Arimura jerked backward and looked away, frowning.
おい、どうした？
知ってますよ。でも嫌いなんです、そのシール。
Ah. Something tells me that Momose has caught on to the sticker phenomenon as well. Well, it was only a matter of time before somebody other than Takuru would make that connection. Did she say sticker?
それがどうかしたんですか？
She was still looking away as she spat out the words.
ホテルの事件現場を撮影した動画がネットに上げられた件は知っているだろう？
Yeah, pretty much everyone in Shibuya would be by now.
あれはどうやら渋谷の野良無線 LAN からアップロードされていたようで、まだ犯人が特定できていないんだが。その動画を撮影したカメラがあったと思われる場所にこれが貼ってあったんだ。
Shinjo was thinking along the same lines as Takuru here, except there is one twist in his reasoning.
何か知っていることはないか？
別に気味の悪いシールっていうだけです。街のあちこちに貼ってあるじゃないですか。早くしまってください。
She's really unnerved by that sticker. Arimura refused to look at it. The detective put it away.
だろうな。こんなもの事件と関係あるはずがない。
Oh, I wouldn't be quite so quick to make that judgment. This time he turned to go for real.
今後はなるべく署の取り調べに対しても協力的な姿勢を見せてくれ。
Little easier said than done.
だから話せることがありません。
話さなくていい。だが、条件付きの釈放を面白く思っていないお偉方もいる。しがらみってやつだ。
And exactly what is the condition for Hanae's release?
壁境であれだけ元気な君なら簡単なことだろ。
There is a difference between high school girls and, middle-aged police officers. And by that I mean male police officers, obviously. Arimura sighed a very exaggerated sigh.
言っておきますけど、
She still has one final thing to say.
今時女子高生が女子高生をやるのもかなり大変なんですよ。
Yeah. It's definitely an act, and one that she probably won't be able to keep up for very long. She's not wrong though, Shinjo. Far from it, in fact. Crap. Oh dear. Good, they didn't spot us. And so they go. Fare thee well. Or
ところで、君の同類は今のところ他にいないんだな。
others. Could he be referring to us?
もちです。
Or other students who will end up at later crime scenes?
また来るがよい。
And, speaking of mysteries, we still don't know what your name is. Will it ever be revealed? I don't know. Things could have gone against us, but fortunately...
タク、有村さんが出る前に出た方がよくない？
And what if she notices us?
そうだな。
Things could get complicated if she caught me listening in. Well, if we move, she's gonna notice us anyway. I paid for our drinks and headed for the exit.
また来るがよい。
Let's get out of here while the going's good. Just as I was able to leave.
どうなろうが知ったことじゃない。
Oh, it isn't, is it? Arimura was all the way in the back, but I could hear her voice clearly. October 6th, 2015, Tuesday. Well, we have 4 days left until the supposed fourth New Gen incident, if our timeline is still correct. Wouldn't make any sense for the perpetrators to change the pattern out of the blue just to throw someone off, unless they had to. But in any event, that is going to bring an end to this episode of Let's Play Chaos Child, and when we return, adventurers, we can only wait and see how things play out from here on out. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.